And we are live. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. I know I didn't say in the right order, but I really don't care. And welcome everyone to FPL Expectations. And today is not going to be a long show. It's going to be about 30 minutes max. That's about it. We're not going to do too much. And I have with me just one guest today, and a familiar face, FPL Nitro. Nick, welcome back to the channel. How have you been?
Thank you, Sam. Thank you for the intro. I'm good. Coming off of a pretty good game week one, so not too shabby. But yeah, everything's good, and I'm ready for the next game week.
And I know I'm just gonna ask you this, and I feel pretty rude, but how's Arsenal doing?
Well, it's been the first game week, not too good so far. I'm hoping Odegaard can come in and help us out. We're also facing Chelsea, which I'm not looking forward to with a Lukaku coming in. So I'm pretty. The Arsenal side of me is low morale, but the FPL side is pretty high morale.
At
Arsenal
least there's
hopefully
one.
can bring back.
At least there's one thing to
But
look forward to. Yeah, sorry for interrupting. At least there's one good
no,
thing
no,
to
no.
look forward to.
Yeah, true, true. Imagine being an Arsenal fan and not playing FPL. It would be pretty painful, I think.
True. Also, just you're lucky that Swain isn't here tonight. Or to this
Oh,
afternoon. My
he
the
would have
amount
a
of
really fun time. He would have so much fun.
cheap digs he would put in is just stupendous.
Oh, and it's annoying as well because Chelsea did pretty well the first game week, so I just have to firm it, firm everything he says. Oh,
If the two of you are on next week and if I'm hosting, I don't think I'll be able to control either of you. I'll just be sitting there.
you know what they can do? They can do like a counter at the bottom like corner here, like a swang Arsenal roast count to see how much like for a reason.
We could make a whole section. I think they will do a review after game week 2. We could do a whole section where Swank breaks Arsenal down. A whole 5 minutes that you just given to him.
It's FPL Swang's column, the Arsenal roast. Oh, that'd be amazing.
It'll be a hit, just post it everywhere.
Yeah. Oh,
Anyways, we're not here to talk about Arsenal. We are not here to talk about Swing. We're here to talk about next game week 2 team, which we will get into it right now. Okay, just talk us through your team. Why do you pick which player, and what do you have in mind going forward? Which players on your mind? The floor's all yours.
yeah. Thank you. So I haven't made a single change. I haven't touched it since game week one. Even the captaincy has remained the same. I went for the triple Liverpool. Obviously, Salah and Bruno did very well, along with Antonio and Benrahma. The Leicester and West Ham game is definitely going to be a bit tricky, but I mean, it's not worth chucking them all out. So they're holds for now. West Ham will be playing at home, and I really fancy them to really go at it. I've definitely tweeted a little bit. I really do think the Leicester West Ham game will be quite goal heavy. So that means Antonio and Benrahma, they'll probably get in on the action as well. Barnes is a little bit of the after a pretty questionable first game week. He did play like a second striker in the 3-4-3 formation, but then midway through, I think Brendan Rodgers switched to two up top, which kind of put Barnes in a more wider position, something like that. So, um, yeah, he's definitely on the lookout. I'm probably hold on to him until the Norwich game, and then yeah, he might have to go if he doesn't show anything. Sanchez in goal. He conceded really quickly against Burnley, which is really annoying. But I mean, he's still here. I'm not gonna waste a transfer on a goalkeeper. Trent, Salah, Shaw, Bruno. They speak for themselves. Greenwood looked really good against Leeds. He's playing up top, and I know Cavani might be coming back, but he's definitely still a hold against Southampton as well. So I'll definitely be holding on to him. Ings managed to claw a penalty, last minute penalty last week. So it kind of saved the game week a little bit. And I'm hoping against Newcastle, who conceded a lot of chances against West Ham, I think hopefully he does a little bit better than last week. They're also playing at home, so hopefully that helps him. Simicast is on the radar because Robbo is back in training. He should be able to start against Burnley. We will continue to monitor the news of Robbo's return. accordingly. But yeah, I mean, no changes whatsoever. Bench two is the same. I didn't really change anything. Um, any thoughts, Sam? I know we spoke a little bit earlier, but I've talked a little bit.
Yeah, the thing that I wanted to ask you about is your thoughts on what moves you might do in game week 3, because there are a few question marks. As you get Timikas, because Robbo is there and there about. We don't know when he's going to come
Mm,
back. He might come back game week 3 or most likely after the international break. Then there's Benrahma, who looked really good, but the thing is, he had more of like a free role against Newcastle.
yeah.
But that's usually Lingard's role, and Lingard might be back as early as next week or maybe after the transfer window. That's another thing that I want to ask. If Lingard goes back, are you still confident in Benrahma, or are you potentially looking elsewhere?
I think potentially looking elsewhere because at the 6 million mark, you can also get Ismail Sarr, who Watford have actually impressed me. I thought they were gonna lose quite badly to Aston Villa first game week, but that was because I have Ings. Then they showed up and did pretty well. They did concede too, but attacking wise, Sarr looked really good. I'm gonna pull the I had him in one of my drafts, but yes, he was one of the first names on my draft, and then I got rid of him for Ben Rama. I mean, Ben Rama didn't disappoint, but if Ben Rama does lose his spot to Lingard, it could be a straight swap to Sar. I haven't really thought about it too much yet, but right now the players that are kind of iffy are Barnes, Simicas, and Ben Rama for sure. Ings, I'm planning to ditch for DCL for game week. Well, when does he switch? Game week 3. After game week 3, hopefully that's the plan now, unless something happens. I will continue to monitor Barnes, Benrahma, and Simicas, especially with Robbo's return. Don't know how that's going to affect Simicas's playing time.
Yeah,
Um,
Villa's fixtures after game week 3 are, well, to put it nicely, terrible.
they don't look very good compared to DCL, especially. So, yeah, those are the moves at the moment. By game week 3, as in after this game week plays out, I'll have 2 free transfers. Obviously, if I don't have to use them, that'll be even better. But I think the priority would be if Simicas maybe losing his spot, could possibly make a switch, and then the second one, not too sure, but it'll be either one of Barnes or Benrahma. But then again, I did mention I want to hold Barnes for the Norwich game because, I mean, it's Norwich.
Norwich.
Hopefully, Leicester can get involved. So, yeah, those are the thoughts right now.
Okay. And after that, the thing that I want to talk next is captaincy, because it's a big deal.
Yeah.
I want to say it's not a big deal, but it is a big deal. Salah versus Bruno. I see you have Salah as the captain, Bruno as the vice. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah. I think everyone on FPL Twitter is very much aware that this is definitely a 50-50 toss up because both are really decent options. Some factors favor Salah, some factors favor Bruno. Both of them are coming off of very good performances in game week 1. So it's just like, oh, if only Salah had not done well, it would have been easier to captain Bruno. But I mean, we also wanted Salah to do well because I think pretty much everyone and their mom captained Salah. So Salah is playing at home and Bruno is playing away. Both teams they're playing against have relatively similar defensive quality, as in not very good. We know Salah has a bit of a not so good record against Burnley. Fernandez is coming off of that huge haul last season against Southampton, so we're kind of remembering that. Salah also plays the first game week fixture. It's not a big thing, but it's definitely something that people do keep in mind. And yeah, I mean, Liverpool looked very good. United looked very good last game week. So it's a toss up. I'm going with Salah. Um, I'm going with Salah because I'm backing the home game advantage because I've seen in first game week 7 out of 10 fixtures were won by the the home
Home
team.
team.
And, yeah, and most of them I think scored 5 of those teams scored more than 2 goals. So I think the fans really do have an influence, and also it's Anfield, so I think Burnley shouldn't do too terribly, but they won't do too well, if that makes any sense. So I've backed Salah, but it doesn't mean I'm against Bruno. It's such a toss-up. Two very good captaincy options for this week.
Okay, I think if I remember correctly, Salah's record versus Burnley is 1 goal, 2 assists, and 7.
Yep,
Bruno's record is 2 goals, 3 assists, and 3. But the thing with
that's
Bruno is
correct.
he's
I
got
looked it
that
up as well.
9-0.
I
Yeah,
looked it
because I
up.
checked it last night. The thing with Bruno is he's got that 9-0. I don't know how many goals and assists he had as a 9-0, but I know he had a penalty.
He
That's
had a
as much as I
penalty.
remember. That's
Yeah.
as much as I remember.
It was the penalty that took him to a haul, I think, because the assists I don't think would have done much. It was the goal, the penalty that gave him the bonus as well. So I'm very much aware of their history. I looked it up beforehand and I was like, Salah's history against Burnley is not that good. It's a low block. Something about the low block, Liverpool can't really.
But also, if I remember correctly, both of Burnley's goals they conceded against Brighton came from their left side. So the opposition's right. And if I remember correctly, both Salah and Trent play on the right.
That's correct. That's correct.
That's another thing to look forward to, I guess.
Things to hope for.
They are factors, but going both sides.
Right, yeah. But I think we can all agree that it's so close. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of what you back more. Do you think the home team advantage will affect Salah more? Do you think it doesn't matter? Do you think we have to look at the stats, like history, right? And that will probably shape your decision a little bit.
Also, the thing with Southampton, I guess I should say this: we don't know what they're gonna do. There's only a 1-game sample.
Yeah.
Because 3 of their back 4 weren't the regular starter last season. Salisu wasn't. Vestergaard was. Vestergaard's gone.
He's gone.
Livramento wasn't. Walker-Peters was. I don't know where Walker-Peters is currently. Bertrand wasn't. Bertrand is gone now. That new guy, I can't even pronounce his name.
Bertrand's gone. Yeah.
I don't even know what to expect from them. Even up top, there's no Ings. There's Armstrong, who did score, but yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know what to expect.
I think that's totally right. I think we can expect maybe a clean sheet, so that should boost Shaw's favor a little bit. But you're totally right. Like I don't really know what to expect from Southampton either.
I'd expect the thing is right. If it depends on who starts as the second centre back for us. If Varane starts, I'm really confident because as much as Southampton has changed personnel, one of their strengths is set pieces.
Yeah,
we struggled with set pieces last season.
Yeah,
Varane, and we bought in a new set piece coach. We brought in Varane. That should change things. But the thing is, Varane didn't play in that. We had a close, behind closed doors game against Burnley not that long ago, like 5 days ago. Varane didn't play then, so I'm not sure he'll play on Sunday.
We will have to see. I really can't wait to watch Varane play. I want to see if he shapes up the United defense a little bit, because then we can keep Shaw maybe the whole season if he's not injured. Hopefully,
we'll see.
Yeah.
And the next thing I want to talk about, I guess I'm just stretching the video to get to 30 minutes. Greenwood. Greenwood. What do you think? I mean, the thing with Greenwood is, right, as good as he was last game, we have to be mindful of Sancho and Cavani. If they come back, he might lose his... Well, he might not lose his spot. There's a chance he will. There's a chance he won't. What do you think?
Right. Yeah. He's another one to keep on the radar. I would hope he starts against Southampton before he's probably ditched once Cavani or maybe like a Sancho starts getting more minutes. Greenwood looked really good against Leeds. Every time I watched the game, and it was so fun to watch him play. His goal was a really good goal as well. He had that one nutmeg, and then he passed it to Pogba, and Pogba kind of shanked it. That got me really gassed, and I was like, "Yeah, I made the right decision."
I thought that was in.
I got out of my chair. I was like, that had to be a goal. I thought it went in the back of the net, but no, it went the other side of the back of the net, not the side we wanted. I mean, I was either between Jota and Greenwood. Jota also did well, but I think by eye test, Greenwood looked pretty good. It was also at home. We have to keep that in mind. But yeah, it looked really fun to watch. But yeah, Greenwood is definitely one we have to watch as the United players start making their return.
Also, I should say, I think I talked about this with Swing on what's it called? Space last night.
Spaces.
Yeah. The thing is, there's a chance Pogba moves back into the pivot in certain games. I don't think it will be against Southampton. I think we'll probably play both McTominay and Fred, and then Pogba, Bruno, Greenwood, Sancho, and Greenwood.
Mm-hmm.
But the game after that against Wolves, I think we'll move Pogba back into the pivot, get Cavani, Sancho, Greenwood, Bruno, and then one of McTominay and Fred. That's my prediction. Yeah. So that kind of plays into that kind of makes Pogba less of an attractive option, I guess.
Yeah, and I think he's one of the most transferred in players prior to this coming game week. So
he's a weird one. When he plays on the left, depends on the game, but when he plays on the usually he gets more involved because he's more like a second attacking midfielder rather than a central midfielder.
Yeah. I don't foresee him staying in that position he played at against Leeds for a long time. They will probably get shifted back once the personnel return. But yeah, I mean, I think we both know that on FPL at least, Pogba is not the one to go for at 7.5 or 7.6 now, when you have Bruno, Greenwood, and Shaw in the mix. So yeah, definitely a good differential, but long term, no, not really.
I have a love-hate relationship with Pogba. I can tell. I can almost sense a mistake coming from him. I can almost sense it. He was too good against Leeds. I can almost sense a mistake coming somewhere.
It was really good though. 4 assists. My God, is it 4? 3?
It's only happened 7 times. It's only happened 7 times in the Premier League history, and he won them.
Fair play. He played pretty well. The United squad looks very good.
Because the thing with why I'm not getting too carried away is the fact that our profile suits Leeds a lot more than any other team. Mm-hmm. Because they man mark, and if you man mark a team that plays fluidly, you're gonna absolutely get shanked.
You will, yeah. I mean, we saw it. So it'll be good. I think this second game week is pretty important because we need a larger sample size. A lot of goals were scored. It gives us this first impression, which is kind of good, but we need more. We need more information. So I think this second game week, United playing Southampton will be good to give us a bit more clarity a little bit.
Also, we've never actually won both our first games under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. First seed, 1920, we won a win and a draw. 2021, a loss and a win. So we've never won our first 2 games under him.
So what are you saying? Are you saying this could be a...
Either history repeats itself or something has to change. That's what I'm saying.
I have a good feeling they'll probably win. You know? I don't know why. A hunch.
Okay, so we are on 19 minutes. I have 10 minutes to stretch. And
I'm looking at things we can talk about, though. We can talk about... We've talked about my team. That's pretty good. But we can talk a little bit about stuff coming up, right?
Yeah. We have what do we have next?
So,
Man
talk
City.
A little bit about... Yes, Man City would be a good thing to talk about.
What happened to them?
Ooh, I don't know. I think
I know what happened. Why Chelsea play so good. Since that interview, they have lost 3 games 1-0. They've not won a single game. They've not scored a single goal. Since that wretched interview.
Why do you think, Sam? Why do you think? Oh, that was your answer. That is the interview.
No, I'm just thinking. I think Pep just got it wrong against Spurs, I guess, because he played Mendy, Grealish, and Sterling playing flank. That was always suicide.
Mm-hmm.
There was no De Bruyne, and I don't know. They just seem off the pace for some reason.
Yeah.
Torres is a striker. Torres is a striker It's either he scores a lot or he doesn't do anything. Against Spurs, he did absolutely nothing.
It's annoying too because I was really excited for Torres because he was playing up top. I was like, okay, well, maybe I could squeeze him in for this coming game week. He's a straight swap from Barnes, right? So,
I
I mean,
actually
the
picked him
Norwich.
ahead of. I actually picked him ahead of Barnes and Rafinha just because of the fact that he's going to play up top.
Yeah, I know. I get you. I get you.
Mm.
Yeah. Although it's kind of a struggle though because it's Norwich at home. City are coming off of a loss, so I really think they're gonna go for it. So
Let me just check Man City versus Norwich history.
it's been goal fest. I saw it somewhere. It's been pretty heavy.
The last time they faced each other, it was 5-0, I think.
There was a tweet I saw somewhere, and it was just City running riot. I guess they just don't like. They just love playing Norwich.
So the last game they played was last 2 seasons ago, 1920. The season Norwich got relegated.
Mm-hmm.
They won that game 5-0. The game before that, we all knew that was the game where Norwich won 3-2. We all remember that game. Pookie and Canwell ran riot, if you remember.
Yeah.
Okay. But the last game they played was in 2016, if you count those two games out. So we can't really take anything into account.
Yeah.
2016, that was a long time ago.
I mean, we'd also have to keep in mind that from the thrashing, not really thrashing, but a 3-0 loss in the first game
At
week is not a
home.
very good result, you know. So Norwich
Yeah.
might also be coming out for trying to get something as well.
Mm-hmm.
But it is
The
at
thing
home.
is, Norwich's defense, I don't really like Norwich's defense. It's like they're not that bad from 2 seasons ago.
Yeah. Aaron's looked pretty good though. I watched the Liverpool game and Norwich didn't definitely surprise me a bit. I thought Liverpool were going to walk over them, and if you look at the 3-0 result, you might think that Liverpool walked over them, but in the first half, they kept
Not
them
sure.
at bay for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think Norwich could definitely surprise a little bit. Hopefully, we'll see.
Okay, I'm just trying to pass some time here. But the last time, you remember what I was saying? The last time City and Norwich played before the 2 seasons ago was in 2016. I just checked their starting lineup, and I'm just trying myself not to laugh because Joe Hart, Gael Clichy, Bakary Sagna, David Silva, Fernando, Jesus Navas, and Wilfred Boney were still there.
Oh,
That's a long time ago. Boney was still there.
that's a long time ago, bro. That's a long
2016. That was ages ago.
Yeah. Oh wow. Wow.
You know, this just turned into a relatively just chill sesh.
Hey man, it's just go with the flow, right?
Yeah.
Just talking. I think one thing we could cover, maybe to wrap things out, is looking forward a little bit. In about game week 4 to 5, a couple players are going to be out playing for their national teams in an international break. And because of COVID right now, they're going to have a 2-week quarantine, just as per usual. So I think some players that were on, I would assume some people own, or some people have that on their radar, definitely need to keep in mind. Nacho, I don't know if anyone still owns him, but he's definitely someone to look out for. He's going to be playing. Jimenez, I know there's a lot of hype. He could be a straight swap from Ings, and he gives you an extra 0.5. Jimenez hasn't shown enough just yet, but I know that we know historically he is a pretty good striker. So I know he's definitely been on the radar for a bit, but 4 to 5, he will be out. Ederson, City goalkeeper. Emi Martinez. Okay, he's definitely someone that I know a lot of people own. So just be careful. Or Charlison, I don't know anyone who owns Charlison, but I mean, just in case you do.
Didn't he get like a price rise or something? So I think people do own him.
Yeah, that is true. 7.6. Cavani, provided he plays for Uruguay, will be out as
I think we might just keep him at Manchester. He just got to Manchester not that long
right,
ago.
That's true. True. We'll have to see. I think the big one though is Salah, who will be playing for Egypt, and I know a lot of people own him, including myself. So game weeks 4 and 5. Let's see what the fixtures. They look pretty good. 4 and 5, right? If I'm not mistaken. Actually, wait.
But the thing with Salah is whatever happens to him, there's always Diego Jota.
Right. That's true. But I don't know if it's I haven't really looked into it just yet, but I don't feel comfortable getting rid of him even though he's out for 2 game weeks. I may change my mind later, but I just feel like the moment you get rid of Salah, it's going to be very difficult to get him back in because you'll be tempted to spread funds unless you do a straight swap, right? Which is
There's always a
probably
wall. The thing with this is you always have a wild card in your back pocket. You
right.
always gotta remember this. You always have a wild card in your back pocket. So whatever you do, I guess you can always until you use your wild card, you can always try some risks, knowing that you have a wild card in the back of your hand.
Yeah. The hope is that you don't have to use it, right? But I know what you mean. Totally hear what you're saying. Yeah, so a couple players to look out for in the international break. Game weeks 4 and 5, right? Um, we mentioned Inacho, Salah, uh, Rafinha. I think is a pretty big one. Rafinha, Firmino from Liverpool, Richarlison, Ederson, Martinez from
Basically,
Aston Villa.
everybody who's not European.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, so take a look at your team. If they're not European, have a quick search. I think the big one though is Salah because I'm pretty sure he's the one that's going to affect a lot of teams. And Martinez. But yeah, it's something to look out for. And yeah.
I guess that's what other topic. What other? Okay, good. Just going back a bit to Jimenez, right? I wanted to say this while you were doing it. I guess the thing is we just need to wait for Wolves to click because against
Right.
Leicester, although they lost 1-0, I don't think they were that far off from scoring. And also, that
Yeah,
was their
yeah.
first competitive game under a new manager. So
Actually, honorable mention from the Wolves game. I watched that one because I had Barnes. I wanted to see how Barnes was doing. But Adama Traore, he played something like almost like a striker, almost, right?
mhm.
I mean, he had a couple chances. He just could not tuck them away.
I think he
Um,
had a. If I remember correctly, I remember one huge chance he got. That's about it.
oh my gosh, he shanked it. He shanked it
Yeah.
wide of Schmeichel's post. I thought that was a goal. I thought that was it.
It looked easier to score than to miss the thing. The funny
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. Exactly. He pulled it too wide, but I think he had like 3 big chances, maybe more, but I definitely remember seeing 3. So, and I also saw something about Adama Traore's I guess his new role. I guess he's going to be more attacking, something like that. So, I mean, he's classified as a midfielder if I'm not mistaken. So,
Yeah, midfield.
if he gets in form, if he starts, playing in these advanced positions, he's a very pretty good decent shout, decent pick to look out for.
Also, while we're on Wolves, I think I should ask, since you watched that game, how was Trincao, the
He looked
guy
all
from
right.
Arsenal?
He had one big chance, or well, the one I remember at least was the left foot that just shaved the post or something like that. Um, I think. I mean, I thought he was all right, but then again, the sample size is too small. I want to see him play. I guess the West Ham game this game week would be a good one to watch. See how they
Because
fare.
Wolves from game week 4 onwards are outstanding. They've got
Yeah,
Watford
yeah,
away, Brentford home, Southampton away, Newcastle at home. I
yeah.
own whoever. So that's a 4.0 defender. In case Simicast has any sort of problems, I already have something in mind.
Right, right. Yeah. And Arsenal's fixtures, I know the hype for Arsenal isn't there yet, but Arsenal's
Fixed,
fixtures
yeah.
after game week 4 also turn for the better.
I mean, they should do better. I mean, what? Lacazette should be back after COVID. Aubameyang should be back.
Yeah.
Gabriel
Hopefully.
should be back.
I'm not sure if Odegaard is
not sure if Odegaard is able to play this game week. Do you think
I
so?
don't think Odegaard's available. I don't think
I don't
Odegaard's
think
gonna play this week. I think next week is
yeah,
where Odegaard comes in.
yeah. So yeah. I think I have a bad feeling Chelsea are gonna have a lot of fun. Maybe not as much, but they will have fun because of Lukaku. So I'm kind of
Lukaku
worried.
versus the thing is you don't have a center back who can bully a center forward.
No, that's what I'm saying, right? So I'm kind of scared. FPL wise, I'm also scared because I don't have Lukaku. I also don't have a way of getting Lukaku in quite easily. So yeah,
That's where
it's
Salah comes in. You remember how you remember how we said um we don't want to sell Salah? If in case you ever sell Salah, there's always a way to
there-
spread your funds.
that's true. Easy upgrade. Yeah, but I do have a
Lukaku's not
bad.
that highly owned. If it makes you better, Lukaku's not that highly owned. He's like
He's
fourteen
not. Yeah.
percent.
Yeah, but he's definitely one of the top transfers in for this game week, and I feel like if you were able to get him in this game week, it kind of makes your life a little bit easier further down the road. That's just my opinion. I mean, he could do very badly, but I just can't see it. It's Lukaku.
The thing is Chelsea has an ability to curse strikers. Apart from Diego Costa, almost every forward that went to Chelsea ends up having a bad reputation. Timo
Oh,
Werner, Gonzalo Higuain, Alvaro Morata. That's just
yeah,
recent. There's Fernando Torres. I could go on.
yeah,
Costa is the only one who survived that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I don't know. I'm really excited to see Lukaku play, but I'm also kind of worried of what he's gonna do.
He
I
kind
think
of
all of
ruins.
us.
He kind of ruined Kai Havertz in a lot of ways because
Oh yeah,
Kai Havertz as a false nine was something I was looking forward to.
yeah. That's so true. I mean, he didn't start against Crystal Palace, which is I had Havertz in. Here we go. Havertz was in a couple of drafts, but this is a good thing because he didn't start. But I had Havertz in my drafts because of the false nine thing. So
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah,
now that Lukaku is here, doesn't
Swang
goes.
mentioning some strikers: Alexander Pato, Radamel Falcao, Missy Batshuayi. He's still at Chelsea.
Oh right, right.
I think he's still technically owned by Chelsea.
Yeah.
Okay, just a question before we go. Not a question, but a sentence.
Is it from Virgil van Dijk?
Yeah. It's been a while since I saw him, mainly because I don't think I've been on the channel that often recently.
No, it's because he's been busy preparing for preseason, right?
Yeah, how's. Oh, yeah, he's back playing again.
So he says, I think Bruno could be once again a great captain. Salah has a scoring record on 2 goals, 1 assist versus Burnley, and hasn't scored since 2017 against them. You're
It's
totally
been that.
right, and I'm fully aware of that.
How's Liverpool's record versus Burnley? I've never actually bothered
So
to
they're
look at
coming
it.
off of a pretty bad last season in game week 37. They won 3-0, but Salah didn't get involved, I don't think. And then the
They won
fixture
3, yeah.
before, they lost 1-0. That was when Liverpool were in their slump and they lost a couple of games.
That was when Liverpool were losing at home games. I think 6 home games in a row.
Yep, they were in a very bad state of form.
Mhm.
So, yeah, Salah's record is not looking very good compared to Bruno's against Southampton, which arguably stats are pulling his stats out because of the 9-0.
Also because of the small sample size, because he hasn't played Southampton that much.
That is also true.
He hasn't played any team more than thrice. So if you're gonna look at that was
Yeah, I was looking at that too. You're totally right, Van Dijk. Yeah, because Burnley, I mean, the Liverpool really needed you against Burnley, man. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, speaking of Liverpool defenders, not gonna lie, if Arsenal might have to look at Nat Phillips. Because I was talking about centre backs who bully centre forwards. I guess Nat
Yeah.
Phillips, yeah, he might not be a bad signing in the grand scheme of things.
I like Nat Phillips as well. FPL wise, I really like him because he saved my game week as well, and he's at 4.5. I thought he'd be at 5. So
He won't.
eh,
I mean, there's not really a chance he's going to get a minute in Liverpool this season because you have Van Dijk, Matip, Konate, Joe Gomez.
Konate.
Those are 4 defenders who are already ahead of him. I mean, 2 of them are made. Well, 3 of them are made of glass legs. Van Dijk just came back from not a bad season. I mean, a season where he's injured for like the most, apart from like 4 games. So who knows?
Yeah, we have to see. Really have to see.
Mm-hmm. Just checking Liverpool's record versus Burnley. They've won 5, 6, 7, 8. They've won 6 of their last 9, drawn 2. The only game they lost was that 1-0.
The 1-0,
So-
yeah.
Yeah, Liverpool's record versus Burnley is good.
But
Salah's
Salah's
versus
record
Burnley-
is not good. That's the
Yeah,
issue.
that's what I was getting. That's what I was gonna get to.
Yeah. I think I'm still gonna stick with Salah because of the home game advantage. It seems very stubborn, and it is, but yeah,
You gotta make decisions, man. You gotta make your decisions.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that's the thing, right? Salah isn't a bad option either. So I know I'm not.
Yeah.
I know I'm not like being crazy or anything, but
Yeah.
I also know the factors to consider, and
Yeah.
it's kind of annoying statistically.
Yeah.
But
United's record versus United versus Southampton's always crazy.
yeah,
Okay, if I remember, we had the League Cup final, 2017, where we scored
Yeah.
twice. They scored twice, and then Zlatan scored. And then there was that game in 2018, I think, when Josie was still there. They scored
Yeah.
2 early, and then we scored 2 just before half time. We thought we might win it, and then we spent the whole second half just passing around. And then there was that 3-2 under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, where Andreas Pereira scored a worldie. That was the game where every single goal was a worldie. Even Jan Valery scored.
yeah.
That was a crazy game. And then after that, we had that 1-0 draw where Dan James scored. And then I think for them it was Vestergaard when he was still quite bad.
Mhm.
And then I think I forgot the next game. When was it? Let me just check. Last season we had a 9-0, and then that game where Cavani came on and
Yeah,
changed the
he
game.
scored
Oh yeah, the game in between was during lockdown where Obafemi scored at the very last minute.
Oh,
Every single game between United and Southampton is crazy.
oh man. It's kind of
That
like a
Obo-
Leeds versus United thing again. It's gonna be crazy.
It's just shit's about to go down.
Van Dijk says Burnley could struggle bad though, especially with fans back. It's gonna be extremely close. I might go Salah myself. You're absolutely right. Like
You're a
both
Liverpool
options are
defender. If
so
you go for
good.
you are a Liverpool defender. If you go for a United midfielder, there's gonna be some questions we have to ask.
Nah, but he does bring up a good point though. The United side of it is just as good. So you gotta back your corner. At this point, you need to back your corner. Like pick
Make a
one.
decision and stick to it. Don't
Because
go-
either one is good. Either one is just as good. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay, I'm just checking for Walker Peters. I don't really see anything about Walker Peters. Oh, he was on the bench last game week. So it's not like he's still injured, I guess.
Right. I reckon the loss of Vestergaard might be a pretty big blow, I think.
They signed someone else yesterday.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, a centre back from Italy. I forgot the name. So they are doing relatively well in terms of recruitment, I guess. Oh, here.
Torino.
Torino centre back. Yeah,
Lianco.
that's him.
Oh. Ah,
I've never watched him. I've never heard of him.
no.
So I'm not gonna get into it. But he's 24. That's as much as I can tell.
Well, we will have to see because the deadline is coming up soon. Who knows what's going to happen? Maybe United draw 0-0. Maybe they run riot another 8-0. Or Liverpool bring it back and rewards all the Liverpool captains. Right. We will have to see.
Okay. Yeah, 3 huge. Yeah, that's what I think we said this a bit earlier. Like Southampton are still an unknown quantity because most of their backline has changed from last season.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, those are some big names they've missed out. So
I kind of worry for Southampton because there's a lot of changes and they lost some key players. But depends on how their replacements do, I guess, because Armstrong is not half bad.
right.
And then Parati's decent, I guess. I've never actually watched him that much, so I can't tell. Salisu was a big thing before he came to Southampton, and then he spent half a year. I don't even know where he was for half a year.
Yeah.
Livramento, I've heard his name. I've never actually seen him. I think Swang might know him better because he was from Chelsea.
He's a 4.0 defender, right?
Yeah. The thing is, I actually had him in my draft before I went for whoever as my 4.0.
Yeah. I think I had him too for a little while, and then I decided to upgrade. Wait, no. Then I brought in Simicast, which freed up a bit of cash.
They're the same price. They don't free up cash.
Yeah.
Attacking right back, 2 attacking. Should be right winger. So you're basically saying he's a right back version of Marcos Alonso. It's either Marcos Alonso or Jan Valery. I'm not gonna make any assumptions yet. Or Dalo, could be any one of them.
This Van Dijk guy is really funny. He's very funny. I might
just
back a hat trick, to be honest. Don't do that.
I wouldn't mind it. As a United fan, I wouldn't mind it. You dropped 3 points early on.
But as a Trent and Simicast owner, no, please don't. The least we take away is a clean sheet, right? If Salah blanks, at least you have the clean sheets.
I don't know. I'm not that confident of a clean sheet, if I'm totally honest.
Really?
Because Liverpool, the same with United, but they have a habit of conceding extremely stupid goals.
Right.
It's not like a system problem. It's just individual problems. Even when Van Dijk was there, remember 2019-20, where you had double Liverpool defense and they always end up conceding weird goals.
Yeah.
That was a really long streak where they just conceded goal after goal after goal, even though they kept winning.
Yeah.
They have a habit. So I'm always worried.
Wood is he could do anything. Score.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you never know with Sean Dyche.
Yeah.
You never know with him. Okay, I think we are over 30 minutes. So I think we can just end the stream if... Oh, wait. Yeah, I do think Brighton is good. Sanchez, I never liked him from the start. Half the defense is injured out. I don't think Brighton... We good.
Yeah,
I don't tolerate Sanchez slander, but... I mean, apart from set pieces, they didn't look half bad against Burnley. Like, Burnley didn't... I don't think Burnley touched them that much.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Duffy's back instead of White, so we're talking another physically imposing centre back.
Yeah, and at 4.0.
Yeah, I don't
And
have they signed another centre back. I don't think they have.
no, I don't think so.
I mean, they just bagged 50 million, and I don't think they spent any of it.
Yeah. But yeah, that was bit of a game preview, game week 2 preview. Talked a little bit about international break and things to look out for, captaincy, and that.
Let me just check who Brighton started last game before we ended off. Okay, never mind. Yep, they started Dunk, Duffy, and Webster. That's
Yeah.
3 physically imposing centre backs. You never know with Brighton. You never know with Brighton.
Yeah.
Yep, poor versus set piece and cross. Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem with Brighton. They always have a problem with set pieces.
Yeah, and Veltman was out last game week as well, right?
Both Veltman and Lamptey are still out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what Brighton are gonna do this game week, if I'm totally honest. Yeah, they started Gross at left back. I mean, Gross played right wing back for quite a lot last season, if I remember correctly. Gross played right wing back, and Jakob Moder played quite a lot as a left wing back. Sometimes, not a lot. So it's not out of Potter's reach to keep switching around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never actually considered. They shouldn't have conceded against Villa, to be honest. I don't think Villa troubled them too much, which is quite impressive.
Unlucky. Yeah. They were unlucky to concede, I think.
Yeah. I guess it's a case of two things. I guess Villa, because they have quite a lot of new faces at once. Because Buendia, that was his first game.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley Young, that was his first game back. Then you have Danny Ings, who was also his first game. And then you had no Douglas Luiz. You're playing Marvelous Nakamba. You had no Leon Bailey. You're playing El Ghazi. So well, I think it was a case of just the teams getting to gel.
Yeah.
Because you still have Bailey to come in. Watkins is going to come back. And you never know. They might sign someone else as well. 90%. Yeah, most of the teams are really similar.
Yes. Yeah, template. Very, very template.
Shaw, Trent, Tsimikas, Salah, Bruno, and then you have Ings, Antonio, and Tony. I feel like many
Sanchez
people
would be considered template as well.
I guess it's a case between Sanchez and Martinez.
Yeah.
It's like one is 30% owned, one is 20% owned.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like there's an outright winner.
I mean, it is template for a reason. It did very well in game week 1.
Way too well.
Very well.
So I guess we should just end it here. We were supposed to do for 30 minutes. We ended up just chilling for an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good time to end. It was great to talk about a little bit about FPL.
Yeah, we talked quite a lot of topics, actually.
Yeah.
So we should just end it here. And I think at 4, right? 10 minutes from now, just go to FPL Expectations on Twitter. There's going to be a Q&A. Let me just check to be sure.
Be taking over.
Oh, you're here. Yeah, should be soon. FPL Bruno at 4 p.m. So that should be 10 minutes from now. Go to FPL Expectations on Twitter, and at FPL Bruno will be doing a Q&A takeover. So if you have any questions, go there. So we couldn't do a Q&A on here, so we're just gonna do it there.
Sounds good.
And that's about it. We're just gonna end it here. You have anything to add, Nick?
Not really, except I'm excited for the second game week. Provides us a bit more information, and yeah, all the best to everyone out there. Thank you.
And that's about it. Thank you for watching. If you want to contact us, you can have our Twitter handles. Okay, it's not that side, it's this side.
Got it.
Okay. At FPL Nitro and at Samuel_DB_021. Although I'm not online that much recently. But yeah, if you have anything, just contact us. And if you want to contact FPL Expectations, you can find them at FPL Expectations on Twitter. And that's about it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all after the deadline. Have a good game week.